The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNNY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNNY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. I am your host, Orlando Daniels of Today's Entrepreneur, and sharing with me this morning is a spectacular, wonderful young lady I've had the opportunity to not only network with, but engage on several occasions, Miss Angela Schimmels of 360. Introduce yourself, tell them all about your business, your brand. We're going to talk a little bit.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, Angela Schimmels. I am the proud owner of Image 360 in North Houston. We are a graphics communications provider. Thank you.
Here's something I want to be able to start out in engaging with you, Angela. I want to give them the history of your transition coming here.
Okay.
Originally from California.
Yep, Southern California, born and bred.
When people get over into entrepreneurship and business, there are people who seek it out, but there are people who I believe come into their purpose or their passion accidentally and discover gifts and talents. How did you come about establishing 360?
We actually, my husband and I both were, again, born and bred Californians. We did the corporate grind, as we like to call it, for many, many decades, and we just sort of decided we were done. We both had great jobs, great pay, great benefits, but it wasn't satisfying in any way, shape, or form. And so we spent probably close to a year. We did a lot of research, and we hired a consultant to help us decide, first of all, where to move. That was important. We wanted out of California.
Okay.
Nothing against California, of course. And then we knew that we wanted to run our own business. We weren't really sure what that was going to be, and so that's why we hired a professional to help us.
So making the transition, and I often tell people, God gives instructions prior to the assignment. And so you did your homework. You literally did your homework in reference to, one, choosing a location.
Yes.
Transitioning from, California, because when I came from Atlanta to here, I had no idea all this was going to be waiting, but we have to come into the season. But transitioning and coming from California, knowing that you want to establish a business, and some people have the knowledge and the know-how. How do you, or what would you share with someone that is in the position where, hey, I work, I make good money where I am, I'm in corporate, but I want to lunge out in the deep and do something that I think is going to wake me up in the morning and put me to bed at night.
Right.
What would you say to them?
I would say there's a few key things when going into business for yourself. First of all, the most important, I think, is really hire great talent. I think you need to know that you're not going to be able to do everything good. And both of us, my husband and I, know that well. We know what our weaknesses are, and we know what our strengths are. And we hire our weaknesses. You have to hire your weaknesses. I think that's really important. I think it's also important to do your research as far as where you're going to locate yourself and what you want to do. Don't just build a business based on a passion necessarily.
Okay.
I wish I could remember the business book I was reading, but it gave a great story of a lady who loved pies. She loved to make pies, and she decided to have a bakery to make pies. She didn't know anything about running a business, and it ended up not succeeding. And so you really need to know your area, know your market, know what you can and can't do. And then you also need to have capital. I mean, that's kind of a given, but most businesses fail because of lack of capital. It's not something you think of, but it's a reality, and it's something that's important to know.
I saw a post, a conversation on Facebook on yesterday, and the post was small businesses going out of business because minimum wage had been raised.
Ah, okay.
What is your approach in maintaining the ethics or the integrity of your business, but also being able to comply with, the changes that we see happening as it relates to minimum wage?
I would have to say with us, it's not ever really been an issue. I've never hired anybody that was at minimum wage or close to minimum wage in our business. You need to have certain skill sets, whether that's great customer service, great computers, great design, some knowledge of the sign business, and or a combination of those. So I don't know that that's necessarily something I would find And that's, for us particularly, I don't know that that's ever really been an issue. We've never even hired anybody close to minimum wage. I can see where in a lot of industries that would be something that could affect them, perhaps like in fast food maybe.
Now, you being in the sign industry and creating brands and being able to aid so many people in so many different capacities, because you don't just do graphics,
Right.
you do some other things. And here's something that I want to throw out, because you and I are part of several groups. And today I'm wearing my T-shirts of companies that are in partnership with us. This is Granny D's.
It sounds really good, I have to
Listen,
say.
soul food. If you're looking for some good food, Granny D's is it, off of Louetta. But BizConnect is, a group that we're part of, and I started thinking about how many people are in the same industry. But what sets Image 360 apart? What would you say?
There are a few things that set us apart.
Okay.
One of the things that we do is we do a lot of consulting. A lot of people will come to us, they're either a brand new business or it's a company and they've got a brand guideline and they say, here's what we want to do. And in many cases, that's not necessarily the right thing to do. And that could be because of a budget issue. It could be because of a timing issue. There could be many reasons that what they think they want is not necessarily what's best for them. And that's where we come into play with the expertise of saying, okay, you don't want this because it's only a temporary sign and you want it to last 3 years. You don't want this because it's too small for your location and you need visibility on the main highway.
Wow.
Those types of things.
When we talk about branding, and that's what we do here, we promote, we aid in the
Absolutely.
branding process. And when people are closed-minded in the sense of, or what I call box thinkers,
Right.
they are not open to the suggestions of the person that's been put in place with the expertise
Right.
to help them. But you said something that was key, and that was timing. And I think a lot of people want to move in areas prematurely without
Yes.
doing the knowledge. You talked about passion.
Absolutely.
I think passion, when you tap into your purpose, that becomes your passion, and there's a piece to it. But we still got to have the knowledge, because you said people want to
Exactly.
do business
Yeah.
without understanding the business.
Right.
And I think that becomes the killer of
Yeah.
their overall dream. What would you say to someone that has the zeal, they have the passion? What would be the first thing that you would encourage them to do outside of doing their research?
Outside of doing the research, I'd say it really just goes back to hiring what you're not really good at. For instance, I like to joke with people that I'm not a great designer. I can muddle my way through a sign that's got maybe 2 words on it. That's a little bit of a stretch. I'm not that bad, but I know my weaknesses, and I happen to be great in accounting, and I'm got an MBA in marketing, so I'm good at things. I'm not good at design, which is why we have a great design staff, and I know that. And I think that's really key. If you're not a great business person, hire a CPA, hire an accountant, have yourself a great attorney. Those are things that any business person needs. I don't care what it is you do.
Foundational things.
Absolutely, yes.
Stacey Harris. I have literally made this a part of NIA. I've made her comment when she was on the show a part of my everyday speech, and many people they giggle at it. But her whole thing is people are ready to run. They got breath mints and business cards, and that's it. But we have to literally know our brand or our product.
Right.
You said something else that I think is key that many people have done away with because we're in this new millennial. Customer service.
Yes, yes. We actually win way more customers. I had one just yesterday, and we were not the lowest price for what they were looking for. And I actually told them, I said, we win way more clients and keep way more clients based on customer service. And that happens time and time again.
I don't think you have to lessen what you offer.
Right.
You have to know what it is that you offer.
Right.
And is of value. And
Correct.
people will invest in what is of value. Some
Right.
people will try to, go the cheap route.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But
exactly.
you get what you pay for.
Yes.
You get what you pay for. Here's something I want to throw out here. Outside of her being, over Image 360, she makes great chicken soup that I'm still waiting to get. I just had to throw that out there.
Oh,
But
it's in
one
the
of-
freezer. I will bring it this week,
But
I promise.
here's what I love about Angela is she's genuine, and it's hard to come across genuine, especially when we talk about corporate America, business owners. And I started thinking, I hadn't put the post out yet, but there are people who are still doing business, or their only outlet, they're looking at, okay, Facebook, Instagram, these are the things,
Right.
But they have no relationship with the people that run these companies.
Exactly.
And then getting in a relationship with, you know, KNLY, with people like yourself and
Right.
so many others that are personal. We are that intimate. We create that intimate relationship that we literally take ownership of the other person's business or their vision, their brand,
Yes.
their product. And so for you, every experience, I'm certain, is different.
Oh, absolutely. Every day is different.
What is the consistent thing that you do that you've been known for outside of the customer service that causes others to recommend or refer?
I would say follow-up is really a big one. We have a brand new customer that's in Hughes Landing. Thank you.
That's it. That's huge.
Yes, we have a great brand new customer in Hughes Landing, and we worked very hard to get. And we just finished a large project for her. And so after I brought the project to her, I went ahead and got some Chick-fil-A cookies. Doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time. I went and brought them to her. I didn't have any reason to be in the area, and just said, hey, I just want to check in, find out how we're doing. Compared to what you're used to, how are we doing? And that was really important for me to hear.
Going the extra mile
Absolutely.
is one of the key things to being successful
Yes.
in marketing and
Yeah,
in
long term,
sales.
absolutely.
Building relationships and rapport. I learned from not just, you know, God's teaching, but God places people in your life to help you in areas, like you said, that you're
Right.
not strong in. And
Absolutely.
and it takes a person of humility to say, you know what, this is my area of weakness.
Right.
But bringing the right people in that understands the brand, understand the vision, and unselfishly willing to help see the success of the overall vision of the company.
Right.
When hiring outside of customer service and skill sets, what are some of the other things that Image 360 look for?
We look for people that just like people. I mean, that's really important. Time and again, we have customers that I won't necessarily deal with, but they will comment on one of our staff and tell us how wonderful it was to work with so-and-so.
Okay.
And that's important. As the owner, that's vitally important.
Outside of chicken soup that we're going to get, I want to say to you, thank you, because you were scheduled to be here last week and I ended up being sick, and you literally show compassion outside
Absolutely.
of, you know, pushing your product or your
Well,
brand.
we're human. Last I checked, we were all human, and I think a lot of people don't
I
realize
think we've
that.
missed that.
Yeah.
We've missed that key component. Can you give the listeners and our followers some information that they may get in contact with you? How can they follow you on any social media platform? Anything that will help them get some of their goals and dreams accomplished by using Image 360?
Absolutely, Orlando. Probably the easiest way is really just give me a phone call, shoot me a text, and my cell number, I'll go ahead and give it out. If anybody wants it, is 281-910-0843. And of course, there's the obvious. We're on Facebook, Image 360 Houston Spring. And we're also on the internet. We've got a website with a contact us button if you don't happen to have been able to write that phone number down. But yeah, there's a number of ways to get a hold of us. We'll come to you. We will come see you. You don't have to come to me. And we're just going to, our job is to make your life easy.
Image 360, setting the bar high, exemplifying compassion and customer service that sets them apart from anyone else. Get in contact with Angela Schimmels, and I am Orlando Daniels, your host of today's Entrepreneur. You all be blessed. Enjoy your day.